Welcome, traveler. Tonight, we're not just listening to music. Tonight, we're stepping into a story, a journey that exists outside of time, suspended between memory and dream. Picture this, a forgotten department store, somewhere in the fading light of a November afternoon. The building stands empty now, but there's one thing that still works, one machine that refuses to die: an elevator. Its brass doors gleam with the patina of decades, and when they open, they don't just take you up or down, they take you through. Through time, through memory, through the architecture of nostalgia itself. Are you ready? Then step inside. The doors are closing, and our journey begins. The year is 1964, or perhaps it was, or perhaps it will be. As you step into this golden cage, you feel it immediately, that particular quality of light that belongs to another era. Velvet walls, mirrors that have seen 1,000 faces, the scent of perfume and possibility hanging in the air like a question never answered. The bossa nova rhythm begins to pulse through the speakers, but it's not quite right, is it? It's compressed, flattened, as if time itself is pressing down on these notes, squeezing them through the narrow passage between then and now. A voice, breathy, intimate, so close you could be sharing secrets, begins to sing. She knows something. She knows that this elevator isn't going anywhere. Not really. It's already arrived. It's been here all along, waiting for you to remember. Golden doors slide open slow. This is where all nostalgia begins, in a moment, in a machine, in the suspension between floors where the past never dies, it just waits, humming its bossa nova prayer for someone to press the button and step inside. Let yourself fall into it. Let the compression wrap around you like warm amber. This is where we begin to forget the world outside.
Golden doors slide open slow. 1960-something glow. Velvet walls and mirrored chrome. This forgotten place feels like home. Elevator hums a prayer, suspended in the perfumed air. Between the floors, between the years, where time dissolves and reappears. Going up, going down, neither here nor there I'm bound. Push a button, any floor, step inside, close the door. Take me to the lost department where the mannequins still wait. Through the decades, through the static, writing memories ornate. Bossa nova elevator, carrying my soul away. Compression of forgotten moments. In this capsule I will stay. The operator's gone for good. Just buttons worn where fingers stood. Each number holds an era still. I press them all against my will. The motor wears its gentle song. Been humming here for oh so long. A time machine in brass and evergreen. Take me to the lost apartment where the mannequins still wait. Through the decade, through the static ride, and memories ornate. Bossa Nova elevator carrying my soul away. Compression of forgotten moments. In this capsule I will stay.
Something's changed. The elevator has stopped between floors. Or has it? You can't quite tell. Time has become elastic, stretched like taffy, like a conversation on hold that never ends. You remember making a phone call once, or was it yesterday, or 50 years ago? The dial tone drones on, that flat, eternal frequency that exists outside of melody, outside of hope, just waiting, always waiting. The voice returns, but it's different now, detached, floating. The words stretch and blur like ink in water. Press 3 for yesterday, press 7 for tomorrow. But which floor did you press, and does it matter? You're suspended now, not falling, not rising, just held, in the telephone dream of time, in the lounge where minutes become years, and years become seconds, and none of it means anything except this moment. This eternal, dilated, beautiful moment of waiting. The muzak plays your memories back to you, but you can't quite recognize the melody. It's familiar and foreign at once, like looking at your own face in a mirror and not quite seeing yourself. This is the price of the journey, to be held, to be suspended, to lose the edges of time.
Press 3 for yesterday, press 7 for tomorrow. The voice says please hold, and I've been holding ever since. Music plays my memories back in diluted instrumental form. Can't quite place the melody, but I know I've heard it before. Your call is important to us, to us, to us. Please remain on the line. The line dissolves. Suspended between the floors, time stretches like a word. Hold tone allows where nothing moves. Conversations blurred and deferred, waiting for an answer that may never come. Suspended in the dial tone, hold tone the lounge, my temporal home. Floor 2, or was it 3? The cable trembles, uncertainty caught between departments closed, where shoppers once composed their lives. I remember elastic here. Seconds feel like years appear, or is it years that feel like seconds? Memory and moment blend as one. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Suspend came with number oars, time stretches like a ward. Hold tone and lounge where nothing moves. Conversations blurred and deferred, waiting for an answer that may never, 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 never. Suspended in the dial tone. Hold tone long. Your call may be monitored.
When the elevator moves again, you think it's progress. You think you're going somewhere new. But when the doors open, it's the same. The same crystal chandelier, the same potted palms, the same marble floor reflecting your face. Or is it someone else's face? You can't quite tell anymore. Floor 17, or was it 21? The numbers don't matter, because every floor is the same floor. The hotel lobby eternal. The ghost architecture repeating, like a record skipping but never quite breaking. And here's the beautiful horror of it. You don't mind. The voice that sings to you now is smooth, resigned, almost amused by the cosmic joke of it all. Round and round this haunted tower. Yes, round and round. The bossa nova pattern locks into your heartbeat. The congas pulse like time's own drum, counting nothing, marking nothing, just being. This is the loop. This is the resonance. Every floor a replica, every moment a déjà vu. And somewhere deep inside you realize, maybe you've always been here. Maybe you never left. Maybe this is where you live now, in the hypnotic repetition of the ghost hotel, where nothing ever changes and everything is hauntingly, perfectly the same.
Floor 17, the doors unfold, same crystal chandelier of gold, same potted palms and rows of three, same marble floor reflecting me. I step back and I press again the button worn by phantom men. Floor 21, the journey goes, but every floor's the one I know. Round and round this haunted tower, every minute feels like an hour, but time means nothing when you're caught in loops of thought you never thought. Resonant elevator, playing the same bossa beat. Every floor a replica of the lobby I can't leave. Resonant elevator, carrying me nowhere new. Same velvet chairs, same fountain air, same ghost hotel deja vu. Same ghost hotel deja vu. hop's gone, the desk amends, the registry just grains of sand. I've signed my name 1,000 times in this hotel of pantomimes. The elevator knows my face, betains me to this holding space between arrival and goodbye, where phantom guests eternally fly. Floor 12, or was it 10? I've been here before, I'll be here again. The pattern holds me soft and tight. Day becomes the endless night. Same carpet, same light, same almost right, same beauty caught in repetition slide. Resonant elevator, playing the same Boston beat. Every floor replica of the lobby I can't leave. Chairs, same fountain there, same ghost hotel. Resident elevator. Maybe I don't wanna go. Maybe every loop's a little different in this cyclical tableau.
The light changes, suddenly, sharply. Neon, pink and blue fluorescent tubes buzzing overhead. The elevator lurches forward through time, and when the doors open again, you're in the 1980s. But not the 1980s you remember from movies, the real one, the corporate one. Floor 39. Empty cubicles, fax machines gathering dust, a Rolodex spinning in slow motion through names that no longer matter. The music is pristine, DX7 electric piano, slap bass, that perfect 80s production that promised so much. The female voice is sultry, sophisticated, singing about corner offices and leveraged dreams and shoulder pads built on quarterly reports. But underneath it all, you hear the truth. This future already failed. These neon dreams already faded. The ambition that kissed the ceiling came crashing down, and all that's left is this: the fluorescent glow of empty corridors, the digital reverb of voices that once believed, the synthetic warmth of promises that were never kept. You stand in the elevator, looking out at the pastel colors and glass and chrome, and you understand. Progress is just another loop. The future becomes the past, becomes nostalgia, becomes regret. All of it cycling, all of it returning, all of it suspended in the fluorescent hum of machines that outlive their dreams.
Elevator stops on floor 39, where the fax machines once defined a future built on quarterly reports and shoulder pads and corporate courts. Fluorescent tubes hung overhead, illuminating dreams long dead. The Rolodex sits gathering dust in towers built on leveraged trust. Corner offices with a few promises that never came through.
The lights flicker. The elevator shaft yawns open around you, a vertical tomb, a metal canyon descending into depths you cannot see. But you're not alone. You've never been alone. They've been here all along. The others, the passengers, every soul who ever pressed a button in this elevator. The woman from 1910 humming her forgotten tune, the child who never got off, the businessman from 1964 still clutching his briefcase, forever late for an appointment he'll never make. Ghosts? No, not quite. They're more than that. They're compressed, layered, resonating in the very metal of this machine. Every ride leaves a trace. Every journey adds to the drone. And now, in this darkness, in this shaft where cables creak and shadows breathe, you can hear them all. The voice that sings is no longer singular. It's layered, multiplied, gender ambiguous, spectral. Whispers upon whispers, breath sounds and throat singing, and wordless harmonies that seem to come from the walls themselves. In the shaft the darkness breathes. Something moves between the leaves of shadow. This is the truth of the elevator. It's a vessel, a collector. Every passenger becomes part of its song, and you, standing here now, hearing them all, you're adding your frequency to the eternal hum. You're becoming part of the music. Welcome to the passengers eternal. Welcome home.
Breeze, something moves between the leaves of shadow cast by passengers who rode before, who ride with us. I feel them near but cannot see their spectral electricity compressed in this ascending tune. We share this temporary womb. Centuries of riders home. Going home, going home. Fair lift descending through the dark. We're all suspended. Ghosts of shoppers, ghosts of clerks, riding with me through the murk. Presence without form or face, filling up this metal space. Soul who pressed the floor, rise forever, evermore. Evermore. The accumulated sum of every journey ever made in this forgotten vertical cascade.
A woman humming 1910, a child who'll never leave again, a businessman from 64. going up.
I'm late.
I'm late.
Hold the door.
We are the passengers, eternal, riding through the light infernal. Seasons pass above our heads, but here we float among the dead.
When fear lift ascending through the dark, we're all suspended. Ghosts of shoppers, ghosts of clerks, riding with me through the murk. Presence without form or face, filling up this metal space. Every soul who pressed the floor rides forever, evermore.
Not alone in this machine. Visible and unseen. Between the cables, between the floors, we are passengers forevermore.
But wait, do you smell that? Popcorn, cinnamon, the chlorine tang of a decorative fountain. The darkness lifts, the ghosts recede, and suddenly you're 8 years old again, holding your mother's hand in the shopping mall on a Saturday afternoon in 1976. The elevator opens onto a world of innocence, escalators climbing slow, Orange Julius by the fountain, the record store with its listening booths, everything clean and bright and safe in that temperature-controlled paradise where the whole mall felt like a palace and you felt like royalty. The voice that sings now is different, gentle, wondering, with the wide-eyed awe of childhood preserved in adult vocal cords. Acoustic guitar fingerpicks the melody of memory. The Fender Rhodes shimmers like sunlight through atrium glass. The elevator opens wide on 1970-something inside. This is the heart of the journey, the reason you stepped into this elevator in the first place, to find this, to touch this, to remember when the world was new and every store was a kingdom and your mother's hand was the only anchor you needed. The mannequins still wait, the fountain still sprays its rainbow arc, and for this brief, beautiful moment, everything is perfect again. Let yourself stay here. Let yourself be small again. Let yourself believe that nothing will ever change, even though you've always known, that everything already has.
The elevator opens wide on 1970 something inside, where the fountain sprays its rainbow arc and the whole mall feels like a park. Mom's hand holding mine so tight, everything is clean and bright. Smell of popcorn, cinnamon swirl in this temperature-controlled world. Escalators climbing slow to the stores we used to know. Everything felt safe and new when the world was just us two. Shopping center nostalgia takes me back to being small, when the mall was like a palace and the fountain was a waterfall. Every store a magic kingdom, every purchase a parade. Shopping center nostalgia for the memories we made. For the memories we made. The record store with listening booths, toy shop full of wonder truths, the bookstore smell of paper dreams, the ice cream parlor's chrome that gleams, orange Julius by the stairs, mannequins and frozen stares, music playing overhead, songs that live inside my head. I can still hear the echoes of who I was back then, running through the corridors that I'll never see again. The stores have changed their names and faces, some all stand empty now, erased. But in this elevator ride, they're all still there inside. Shopping center nostalgia takes me back to being small, when the mall was like a palace and the fountain was a waterfall. Every store a magic kingdom, every purchase a parade. Shopping center nostalgia for the memories we made. Holding mom's hand through the decades in this capsule made of time. Shopping center nostalgia still echoing in my mind. Still echoing in my mind.
And then, the elevator descends, or ascends. Direction has lost all meaning, because you've arrived at the source, the origin, the moment where it all began. November 1964. The doors open onto a world that has never been touched by time, never aged, never rusted, never learned regret. This is the elevator on its first day, the motor humming its virgin song, the brass gleaming with impossible brightness, the shoppers in their gloves and hats, their faces full of hope for a future that hasn't happened yet. The music swells, a full orchestral wall of sound, strings and harpsichord and glockenspiel, baroque and lush and impeccably produced in that pristine 1960s style. The male voice is pure, operatic, a crooner singing with the controlled emotion of someone who believes the future will be kind. 1964, the doors unfold on polished brass and burnished gold. This is it, the time capsule, the preserved moment, the origin of all your nostalgia, frozen and perfect and untouchable. And standing here in this light, you understand. This is what you've been searching for. Not just a memory, not just a time, but the feeling of standing at the beginning, where everything is possible, where nothing is lost, where the machine believes in itself, and so do you. This is the hum, the eternal frequency, the mechanical prayer that says, I was here, I was perfect, I was loved.
"1964, the doors unfold, unpolished brass and burnished gold. The year when this machine was born, a perfect bright November morn. The motor hums its virgin song before the decades rolled along, when everything was shining new and possibility rang true. Here at the beginning, where all nostalgia starts, the moment of creation before the breaking heart. Time capsule hum, eternal drone, the frequency of coming home to 1964. Preserve the origin that we deserve, pure and untouched, forever seal the moment when the future's revealed. Time capsule hum, mechanical prayer, the year when everything was there.
Everything was there.
The shoppers in their gloves and hats, the salesmen in their polished spats, the mannequins in window frames. Before they ever learned our names, this elevator never knew the years that it would carry through. It only knew this opening day, when hope was all we had to say. If I could stay inside this year, where nothing's lost and all is clear, where the machine still believes in every promise it receives. The hum, the sacred sound of something pure that I have found, the origin of all my longing to this perfect moment belonging. Time capsule hum, eternal drone, the frequency of coming home to 1964. Preserve the origin that we deserve, pure and untouched, forever seal the moment when the future's revealed. Time capsule hum, mechanical prayer, the year when everything was there. Before the rust, before the age, before we turn the brittle page. Time capsule hum, protect this space where innocence still shows its face.
Where innocence still shows its face.
But you can't stay there. You were never meant to stay there. The elevator lurches, the cable tightens, and then silence. The motor is stopped. Somewhere between floor 7 and floor 8, or between 1964 and now, or between who you were and who you've become. You're stuck. And in this crushing, claustrophobic moment, this silence where the hum has died and the music has stopped, and there's nothing but your breathing and the darkness and the weight of everything you've lost, you finally have to face it. All the floors you meant to visit, all the calls you never made, all the words you should have said, they're all out there, just beyond that door that won't open. The voice cracks. It's raw now, hesitant, real. The guitar delays into infinity, creating patterns that go nowhere, just like you. The floor tom hits sporadically, like a heart struggling to keep rhythm. I am suspended in my failures, hanging by a cable thin. This is where the journey demands its price. You wanted nostalgia? Here it is. The pain of knowing you can never go back. The weight of regret. The terrible, beautiful truth that you are stuck, not in an elevator, but in yourself, in your choices, in the moments you can never retrieve. But listen to the silence, because something else is happening here, something unexpected. In the stopping, in the breaking, in the stuck moment, acceptance begins.
The cable stopped. Somewhere between seven and 8, or was it between then and now? I can hear the motor trying, but nothing moves. All the floors I meant to visit, all the floors I skipped, everyone I should have called, every word I never said, they're all out there, just beyond this door that won't open. Stuck between floors, where time forgets to move at all. I am suspended in my failures, hanging by a cable thin. Every regret becomes my neighbor, In this box I'm frozen in, stuck between the floors of living, stuck between the before and after, stuck between my own forgiving and the weight of all that matters. Maybe this is where I'm supposed to be. Between the floors, between the years, between who I was and who I never became. The motor's giving up, and so have I. In the silence of this cage, I can finally hear myself. Not the hum of going forward, not the rush of going back, just the stop moment where everything stays. I am suspended in my failures, hanging by a cable thin, but every regret's just a teacher showing me what might have been. Stuck between the floors of living, neither rising nor descending, finding grace in just existing in this moment, never ending. Stuck between. Stuck between. Stuck.
The motor stirs, not with force, not with urgency, but with something softer, something golden. The light seeps in through every crack, warm, forgiving, the kind of light that doesn't judge, doesn't demand, just embraces. The elevator begins to move again, slowly, gently, as if it's learned something too, as if the machine itself has found grace. And the voice that sings now is different. It's soulful, gospel-trained, full of a quiet power that doesn't need to shout. The Fender Rhodes plays warm, sustained chords. The Hammond organ's Leslie speaker rotates slowly, like a prayer turning in the light. The tenor saxophone breathes healing into every note. The motor slows to a gentler hum. A golden frequency has come. Do you feel it? The shift? All those regrets you were carrying, they're still there, but they're transforming. Every floor you visited, every mistake you made, every moment you thought you'd lost, they weren't failures, they were teachers, they were necessary. They brought you here to this golden moment where gratitude replaces grief. You were stuck, but now you're flowing. You were lost, but now you're knowing. Every passenger you met, every ghost you encountered, every decade you traveled through, they were all chapters in a song you didn't know you were singing. And now, in this golden motor lounge, riding this gentle frequency toward whatever comes next, you understand. Peace was always there. It was in the journey. It was in the hum. It was already there.
The motor slows to a gentler hum. A golden frequency has come. The light seeps in through every crack, and I don't need to go back. Melismatic, run on back. The cable holds me soft and kind. I'm leaving all the hurt behind. This elevator knows my name, and I am grateful all the same. Every floor was necessary. Every stop was meant to be. Golden motor lines carrying me to peace. All the years I wandered finally find release. Golden motor lines, your hum becomes my prayer. Everything I needed was already there. Every decade that I traveled through, every ghost that rode here too, every floor I thought I'd miss led me to this golden bliss. Melismatic phrase on bliss. The regrets that weighed so heavy transformed to gratitude, so ready to embrace what's come and gone and celebrate I'm moving on. I was stuck, but now I'm flowing. I was lost, but now I'm knowing. Every moment was a teacher, every floor a sacred feature of this journey I've been blessed to take. Every choice and every mistake led me to this golden place where I can finally see grace.
Golden motor
The doors open, not onto a floor, not onto a lobby, not onto anything you recognize, just the veil. Analog fog rolls in, white, vaporous, beautiful. The boundaries of the elevator begin to blur. The cables become ribbons of smoke. Your reflection in the mirror dissolves into particles of light. The music is dreamy now, shoegaze guitar creating waves of reverb, tape loops degrading in real time, the drum machine slowed to a crawl, everything warbling and beautiful and falling apart, and that's okay. That's perfect. That's exactly how it should be. The voice is layered, pitch-shifted, drowned in cathedral reverb, singing words that stretch and blur. The doors are opening to somewhere I don't recognize. And you realize this elevator was never real. None of it was. It was a dream, a passage, a liminal space between one state of consciousness and another. Was there ever a 1964? Was there ever a shopping mall? Were there ever ghosts in the shaft? Or was it all just you, your memory, your nostalgia, your heart trying to make sense of time by turning it into a story, into a song, into a ride in a vintage elevator that hums in a frequency only you can hear? The veil embraces you. You're not dying. You're not waking up. You're just transitioning from one dream into another, from memory into forgetting, into something new. The journey was the destination. The passage was the point. And as you step forward into that white, vaporous nothing, the elevator's motor hums one last time, warm, analog, eternal. Goodbye, traveler. Or perhaps, welcome home.
A signal passing through, fading into the veil between what was real, deep elevator veil, where the envelope dissolves, every story for anew, just consciousness that evolves. Deep elevator veil, neither waking nor sleep. The journey was a destination, the passage I could keep. The motor was my heartbeat. The cable was my lifeline. But now I understand. This wasn't a machine at all. Just a passage through my own forgetting. A dream inside. A dream inside. A dream. I am the elevator. I am the passenger. I am the floors between. drifting. The veil is falling. I can't tell which, and it doesn't matter. Where the analog dissolves. Every sore I felt, I knew. Deep, give out that you feel, neither waking nor asleep. The journey was, the destination was the passage was it about just my
And so, our journey ends. Or does it? The elevator continues its hum. Somewhere, in some forgotten building, in some corner of memory, those brass doors are still opening, still closing, still carrying passengers through the architecture of nostalgia. Maybe you'll step inside again someday. Maybe you're still inside now. Maybe we all are, riding through our decades, our regrets, our golden moments, our veils of forgetting. This was Vocal Dreams' Lo-Fi Vintage Elevator Journey. 10 songs, 10 floors, one infinite ride through the space between memory and dream. If you want to continue the experience, you can find the full instrumental version, over 4 hours of uninterrupted vintage elevator atmosphere on our main channel. Let it play while you work, while you rest, while you remember. Thank you for riding with us. And remember, the elevator is always there, humming its mechanical prayer, waiting for the next passenger who's brave enough, or lonely enough, or nostalgic enough to press the button and step inside. Until next time, keep dreaming.